Today, we are going to practice listening while visiting the mall. Imagine this: I arrive at the shopping mall on a Saturday afternoon. The place is crowded with people, families, and friends walking around. Bright lights shine from the shop windows, and music plays in the background. I first stop at a clothing store. I look at jackets, shirts, and jeans. A clerk greets me with a smile and says, "Can I help you find something?" I answer, "Yes, I'm looking for a new jacket." She shows me different styles, and I try one on. It fits perfectly, so I decide to buy it. Next, I walk to the food court. The smell of pizza, burgers, and Asian food fills the air. I order a slice of pizza and a cold drink. After lunch, I visit the electronics store. I check out the new phones and headphones. The salesman explains the features clearly, and I practice my English by asking questions. Finally, I stop by a bookstore, buy a novel, and head home. My day at the mall is exciting, full of shopping, food, and new experiences. Today, we are going to practice listening and speaking English during an airport taxi ride. I step outside the terminal, and the line of taxis is long. I approach a friendly driver and say, "Hello. Can you take me to the city center, please?" He smiles and replies, "Of course. Do you have luggage?" I answer, "Yes, 2 suitcases." He helps me carefully load them into the trunk. As we drive, I notice tall buildings, busy streets, and shops along the road. I try to speak English by asking questions. How long have you been driving taxis? And what is the best place to eat in the city? The driver shares interesting recommendations. I listen carefully and repeat useful phrases in my mind. Traffic slows down, and we pass parks, monuments, and busy intersections. I take notes mentally about places I want to visit later. The conversation with the driver helps me practice real-life English in a natural, friendly setting. Finally, we reach my hotel. I thank the driver, pay him politely, and take my luggage inside. I feel happy, confident, and ready to explore the city while improving my English skills. Today, we are going to practice listening and learn useful English phrases while I show you what happens at a train station. Stay until the end to improve your English. I arrive at the train station early in the morning. The station is busy with people rushing to catch their trains. I walk through the main hall, looking for the information desk. I ask the clerk politely, "Which platform is for the train to London?" The clerk points and explains clearly. I buy my ticket from the counter and check the departure board for updates. Travelers are reading newspapers, checking their phones, and carrying luggage. I notice the shops and cafes inside the station. I decide to grab a coffee and a sandwich before boarding. While waiting, I practice my English by asking questions about train times and platform changes. People around me are speaking in different languages, but I focus on listening and speaking in English. I also read the signs carefully and try to remember useful words like departure, arrival, and platform. Finally, the announcement comes: my train is ready to board. I follow the signs and walk carefully along the platform. The train arrives, and I find my seat. I greet the person sitting next to me politely and store my luggage. I feel excited and prepared for the journey. Traveling is not only about moving from one place to another, it is also a great opportunity to practice English and learn new words in real-life situations. Today, we are going to practice listening to improve your English skills. Today, I arrive in a new city as a tourist. I exit the airport and look for a taxi. I find one waiting outside, and I greet the driver, "Hello. Can you take me to my hotel, please?" The driver smiles and nods. I tell him the name and address of my hotel clearly. While driving, I look out of the window and see the city for the first time. Buildings, streets, and people walking by catch my attention. I take pictures with my phone and make mental notes of interesting places to visit later. The driver asks if I want to take the fastest route or avoid traffic. I choose the route with the city view because I want to see more. During the ride, I practice my English by asking questions. "How long have you lived here?" and "Can you recommend a good restaurant nearby?" The driver answers politely and gives some helpful tips. I feel excited and happy to be in a new place, exploring and learning. Finally, we arrive at my hotel. I pay the driver, thank him, and carry my luggage inside. I can't wait to start exploring the city and enjoy my first day as a tourist. Today we are going to practice listening to improve your English skills. When you arrive at a hotel, the first thing you usually do is walk to the reception desk. You can politely greet the receptionist and say, "Hello, I have a reservation under the name of Maria Lopez." The receptionist may ask, "May I see your ID and credit card, please?" You can answer, "Of course, here you go." If you don't already have a reservation, you can ask, "Do you have any rooms available for tonight?" The receptionist might reply, "Yes, we have single, double, and deluxe rooms. Which one would you prefer?" You can say, "I'd like a double room, please." The receptionist will then ask you to fill out a registration form with your name, address, phone number, and sometimes your email. After that, they will give you a key card and say, "Your room is on the 3rd floor, room 305. The elevator is to your left." You can reply, "Thank you very much." Once you are in your room, you may need some extra things. You can call reception and say, "Could I get an extra towel, please?" Or, "Could you send up some shampoo?" If you are hungry, you can ask, "What time does room service close?" Or, "Is there a restaurant in the hotel?" For breakfast, you can ask, "Is breakfast included in my stay?" If yes, they may explain, "Breakfast is served from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. in the dining room on the 1st floor. If you want to use the internet, you can say, "What is the Wi-Fi password, please?" In most hotels, it is free, but sometimes you may need to pay. When you are ready to check out, go back to reception and say, "I'd like to check out, please." The receptionist may ask, "How was your stay?" You can answer, "It was excellent, thank you." They will give you the bill, and you can pay with cash or card. Traveling to another country is always an exciting experience. First, I prepare my passport, plane ticket, and luggage. At the airport, I check in my suitcase, go through security, and wait at the gate. When it is time to board, I find my seat on the airplane and listen to the flight attendant's instructions. The flight might be long, but I enjoy looking out the window, watching the clouds and the sky. Sometimes, I read a book, listen to music, or watch a movie on the screen in front of me. When the plane lands, I go to passport control and show my documents. Then, I collect my luggage at the baggage claim and look for a taxi, bus, or train to reach the city. In the new country, everything feels different: the language, the food, the streets, and even the way people greet each other. I try to speak some simple words in the local language, like "hello," "please," and "thank you." People usually smile when I make the effort. During my trip, I also take many photos, buy small souvenirs, and write notes about what I see. Traveling helps me discover new cultures, meet new people, and learn new things. It is not only about seeing new places but also about growing as a person.